Hey guys, Sayla Starson here. Alright, here's the scoop. We're going to spend the next 15 minutes talking about relationships and why people fall out of love. Why after 5, 10 years, maybe 6 months, depending on where you're at right now, why you just fall out of love and you want to move on to the next person. Or if you're on the other side of the relationship and you're truly, madly, deeply in love with this person and they're leaving you, why they're doing that. So before you make that decision, bear with me for 15 minutes while we walk through this logically, and then after this video, try the 4 tips that I'm gonna give you, and then make your decision. Regardless of what it's gonna be, I'm here with you and I support you. So let me explain. Can you imagine what it was like being the Wright Brothers who told everybody they were gonna fly, and how everybody thought that they were crazy and were like, yeah, you're gonna fly, you freaking nutbag. Can you imagine the feeling the first time they got an airplane up in the sky and they were looking down over the buildings and over their farm and over all that stuff? Can you imagine the excitement and the adrenaline and the passion and just the obsession, like being in love? How it felt for them? But let me share a secret with you about humanity. I flew in an airplane today, and you know what's so sad? I didn't even look out the window because I'm bored of it. Like, I'm ready to move on to the next thing. Like, I want to go see space. I just saw the movie Passengers, and I'm ready to, like, go see the new civilization on Mars, okay? So we always want to advance. We always want to progress, and Tony Robbins just nails it on the head when he says, happiness is found in progress. And so what I'm here to share with you is being somebody who's experienced this, who's been through the being in love and then falling out of love and then allowing life to dictate my happiness. Rather than creating the kind of relationship that I wanted with my spouse, I thought maybe I can go find it with somebody else. Maybe love isn't something you find. Love is something you create. Chemistry you can find. You can find chemistry, and that will last for like maybe 6 months or a year or 2, maybe 3 if you're lucky. But love? No, love is something you create, something you build, something you choose to do. You can go from believing that that person will never satisfy you and maybe this person over there will. The grass is always greener on the other side. Like, I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true. Like, people actually literally think, I thought this, that it was the person I was with. It was them. It was their fault. And if I could just change the person, that my life would change. But you know what the problem is when you change or when you move or you leave the circumstances you're in and try to start new? You go there too. You're the one. I'm the one. We're the one that goes into the new circumstance. And whether it takes 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years, I realized that I'm going to be in the same spot. I'm going to be in the same spot. I'm always going to want something new. I wrote here in my journal, it says, decide in advance what you really want. Okay? You may know what you don't want right now, especially if you're going through a hard time. But I want to challenge you to write down, what do you want? Decide what you want in advance and go after it with 2 feet, full force. If you want a joy-filled, positive, energizing, beneficial, helpful, supportive, dynamic, and passionate relationship, decide that that's what you want. Because the reality is, you could go out and you can find somebody else to do it with, to create that relationship with. But the reality is if you can create that relationship with anybody, because the truth is you could go out on the street and you could decide in advance, this is the kind of relationship I want and I'm going to make it happen. And you could literally go out and pick somebody off the street and create that relationship. If you really wanted to, you find somebody attractive on the street, you can make it happen. As long as they're willing to play ball, you could make it happen with that person. But on the other hand, if you can create that kind of relationship with almost anybody, then you can create that relationship with the person that you're with. And right now, I don't care if you want to start this second. You don't even have to wait till tomorrow. You can decide right now who you want to be, the kind of relationship you want to have, the kind of love that you want to create, and you can actually create it. You can align yourself and your emotions, just like Napoleon Hill says in Think and Grow Rich, or like Rhonda Byrne says in The Secret. You can align your thoughts and your emotions with those feelings. And the universe is a crazy thing. If you believe in the law of attraction, aliens, mystery, spiritual weird crap. No, dude, this is, it's freaking science, man. Like, go look it up. Okay, it's legit. I tested it. But if you believe in that, you can actually align your thoughts and your emotions and get yourself on the frequency of belief, of feeling those emotions, that excitement that you would feel as if you already had it, right? Like, you have to start acting right now as if you already had it. And I swear to God, what's going to happen faster than you can even imagine is it's going to start to happen, because that's just the next logical step in the flow of progress, is thinking it, believing it, feeling it, acting as if it's already happening, and you'll be shocked at what happens. And so I want to challenge you to apply this technique to your relationship that you're in right now. 1, write down what it is that you want. 2, share it with your partner. Share with them what you want the relationship to look like. See if you guys can be on the same page. That's what you want to do. Number 3 is make sure that you guys are on the same page and that you both want the same thing. Because if you don't both want the same thing, maybe that person is not right for you, and no matter how bad it's going to hurt, you need to leave, or they need to leave, and it needs to be a mutual decision. So make sure, number 3, that you guys are on the same page with what you want. And if you are, or if that person maybe wasn't on the same page but wants what you said, give them a shot. As long as they're teachable, they're moldable, and they're willing, keyword willing, okay? If they're not willing, them, like, forget it. Just move on. Find somebody who is. I know that's rough, but it's true. If they're willing, okay, to try to create that with you, you've got to go after it with full force, because I'll tell you what, the strongest force wins. It's like that ancient Indian story of the 2 wolves. You know, you've got like the wolf that pulls the negativity on you, and then you've got the wolf that's like telling you, yes, you can do this. No, you can't, you suck, like, you're never gonna move. Who are you to think that? Oh, yes, you're amazing, like, you were destined for this, like, why else were you here? Why else would you have this desire? You can do it. You know, you're equipped to handle anything that gets thrown your way. You're a champion, you're a conqueror, you just can't quit. Like those 2 wolves, right? Which one's stronger? The one that you feed, the one that you think about. And what you think about grows. So if you're always spending your mind and spinning your wheels thinking about why this sucks, why that sucks, why that person sucks, that's all you're going to see. That is going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until literally it's all that you see and you just can't take it anymore. You're like, I gotta leave. But if you flip the tables and all you think about is what you want to create, right? I gotta redo this. It says that I wrote this down and I'll share it with you. A relationship is a living, growing thing, right? It's like a tree. Okay, it sounds dumb. This is my love fern. No, it's really, a relationship is a tree. You can't ever get rid of it, right? I don't care if you never talked to the person for 20 years. You can't get rid of that relationship. Like, it happened, it existed, and you had emotions and soul ties that went into it. But the relationship you're in right now, it is a moment-by-moment commitment. Moment by moment. Every moment, every day, you have to decide, what do I want with this person and with the people I'm with right now? And stop thinking about what's out there. what's over the rainbow, and realize that maybe the universe has you here for a reason, with the people it has you here with for a reason. Maybe you've experienced 5 breakups over the course of the last, 12 years for a reason. Maybe the universe is trying to teach you something that you haven't learned yet. Maybe there's something called unconditional love that you haven't learned, that you know not yet, that you really should know and can know. You have to replace a habit with another habit. So bad habits are basically just bad thought processes, right? Like you have a bad habit because you think a certain way. So if you change the way that you think, you can't just get rid of a habit. You have to start a new habit, right? So the quickest way to get rid of a bad habit is to start a new habit. So when you find yourself in this thought pattern of negativity, I want you to practice replacing that thought with a positive thought of what you actually want, right? And it's going to be really hard. It's going to be hard as hell, I'm telling you. But now that you're aware, you can start practicing, and it's like building muscles. Like I got some guns under here that I've been practicing. That's why I'm wearing a sweater. No, I'm just kidding. But it's like a muscle. You got to build it and you got to practice it. So it's okay if it's weak at first. Just keep practicing. Don't give up. You're a champion. The only way you can fail at a relationship is if you quit. And that's the difference. You don't have to live in misery for the rest of your life. If the other person, remember, write down what you want, share it with your partner, make sure they're on the same page, and then start to create together. Start to build it together, okay? And as long as the two of you are willing to work, you can make it happen because you were born to be a conqueror. You were born a champion. You were born to achieve. Do you know why? Because so many other people are going through what you're going through right now. So many. And so many people need help, and so many people don't know unconditional love, and so many people don't understand that you can make it work with anybody. You can create what you want with anybody, because the problem is you. The problem is inside ourselves. It's not the other person. It's the way we choose to see that person. It's the way we choose to interpret that person's actions for the worse instead of for the best. It's the way that we assume accusation and the way we misinterpret what people say to us, that we assume that they're out there to harm us instead of there to help us. We assume that our partners are trying to hurt us instead of help us. Well, flip the tables. Change your perspective. Change your story. What if they're really trying to help you? I don't care if they are or not. Just pretend. Believe that. Because if you truly believe that, they could literally tell you, you're and you're like, you're so funny, man. I love you. You're such a jokester. Give me a hug, man. Give me a hug. Like, you can interpret life like that. And I don't care. Call it idealism. Call it delusional. I would rather live that life because you're going to be happier. You're going to be way happier, and you're going to treat other people better, right? And it's going to be like a snowball effect that gets bigger and grows with time. So understand that relationships never go away. So you can leave the person you're with now, and that's fine, and the universe will deliver you what you want. But just remember the law of attraction, that you attract into your life what you are, what you align yourself with emotionally and vibrationally. And so if you want something more than what you have to become more. Right? If you want more, you have to become more first so that you can handle it. If your cup is only this big, you can only handle that much liquid, right? But if you grow your cup and your cup is this big and you change your cup size, then you're going to be able to handle a lot more, right? So the final thought that I want to leave you with is also something that I wrote down. I'm just going to read it to you. Be in the present. Appreciate that you are like, I didn't write this part, this is me. I used to have this picture that I loved so much, and hopefully I'll get it up here, but it's a picture of this beautiful yellow flower, and this yellow flower is literally growing out of the concrete, like straight up, no soil, no crack in it, anything. Like it is a straight up flower that somehow, I don't know, was pollinated in the concrete and the cement, the white cement, and literally grew beautiful as if it were in a lush, nutritious field, okay? Like, I used to have this picture, and it reminded me of me and what I was called to be. And I want to pass that on to you. And I want you to feel like you are also that flower that can literally, no matter, regardless of the circumstances you're in, that you can grow and prosper where you are with the resources that you have. Okay, people don't fail because there's not enough resources. People fail because of their lack of resourcefulness. And so what I challenge you to do, and what I want to leave you with, is to be aware and be present to the resources around you, the time you've been given, the people that you've been given, the opportunities that are right in front of you, because the universe wants to give you what you desire. If it didn't, you wouldn't have those desires. Those desires would never be in your heart if the universe didn't want to give them to you. And so you have to stop the resistance, and you have to believe in the allowing, okay? And so appreciating and loving the person and the people that you are with right now, and who you are right now is not who you're going to be in the future. Like, I'm never going to be 28 again. So I need to enjoy it right now, even in my immaturity, in my flaws, in the things that are still wrong with me, because I'm still becoming who I want to be. But I can be happy if I enjoy and appreciate myself now, and if I choose to be gracious with myself, right? Sometimes our worst enemy is our own accusing voice inside our head, right? Be gracious with yourself, and you'll be more gracious with other people. Don't be so harsh on yourself, and maybe you won't be so harsh on others either. Don't judge yourself so much, and then maybe you won't judge others so much. But enjoy who you are right now and the season of life that you're in, because that season's going to change before you know it, and you're going to be in a new season. And so I want to leave you with: be in the present, be aware, be in appreciation, be in allowing, be who you're with, and remember those 4 steps. Write down what you want, plan it in advance, go after it with full force. All right? Love you. Love you so much, and I can't wait to see you again soon. I hope this message inspired you to be better, to achieve more, to believe and become more than you ever thought possible or ever imagined. So don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, share the video, and let me know, comment and post below things that you would like me to talk more about. Until next time, be the champion you were born to be. I believe in you. You need to believe in you too.